All right. Well, if you haven't taken a seat, please do so. We are going to get started. I am so excited to be at this point of our event this week. Welcome to the first ever Blueberry Boost Accelerator pitch that we've ever had. So this is a great event. This is something we've been looking forward to for many, many months. In fact, there's been so much talk about this as far as the people who have been participating, and we're excited to have all of you here today. My name is Casey Cronquist. I serve as the president of both the NABC and USHBC, and the Blueberry Boost Accelerator was launched earlier this year by the USHBC in partnership with Venture Fuel, an innovative advisory firm that helps major brands unlock the growth through startup collaboration. Now, the Accelerator was created to fuel forward thinking and innovation and elevate blueberries from the fruit we know and love to a true hero of the ingredient in consumer packaged goods. So, as with all of our marketing and promotion programs, this platform helps us move our vision of making blueberries the world's favorite fruit. Now, we sourced and reviewed hundreds of emerging brands with bold ideas for incorporating blueberries and their products. Our team, along with a select panel of blueberry industry stakeholders, then narrowed down the pool of applicants to 4 outstanding entrepreneurs who bring unique perspectives and exciting blueberry products to this table. Well, I know we're all excited to see these companies compete this morning in this program. This is more than a pitch competition. It surrounds these up-and-coming companies with the tools, connections, and resources they need to grow, scale, and bring their blueberry-powered innovations to market. Another key objective of this program, and certainly one of the reasons that I'm most excited about, is the opportunity to present the boost-worthy buzz of blueberries as an ingredient. The cohort invites inventive startups. The cohort of inventive startups is demonstrating how blueberries can add great taste, excitement, and wellness benefits to products across the categories. Beyond what has happened today, we were hoping that more entrepreneurs, innovators, and the broader food manufacturing and CPG industries will be thinking about blueberries in ways they haven't before. Today marks the culmination of many months of collaboration with USHBC, Venture Fuel, mentors, subject matter experts, and our startup founders. Without further ado, I'm excited to introduce our official host and the MC of this event, Fred Schoenberg. Fred's with us. He's the founder and CEO of Venture Fuel, and he and his team have been an outstanding, committed partner in this effort over all these several months. So please welcome to the stage, Fred Schoenberg.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. As Casey said, I'm Fred Schoenberg. I'm the founder of Venture Fuel, and I get to be your host today as well. And I'm so excited to welcome you to the Blueberry Boost Accelerator pitch competition. We run competitions like this across industries and across the world. And really, there's a through line, whether we're working with Coca-Cola, Hershey's, Procter & Gamble, or yesterday I was in Philly with Comcast looking at AI startups. What we're trying to do is future-proof their business or the industry, as well as find new opportunities for growth. And the idea there is, how do we help seize what's next and do it now? We've been fortunate to get to work across agricultural clients as well as government groups, whether that's the dairy industry, Blueberry Now, Irish Food Board. And what's interesting is it's really hard to scale startups in those industries, right? You can have a great idea, but then you have to get packaging, you have to get distribution, you have to have consumers. There's a lot that goes into it. And so this program is meant to help those companies, first to identify them, find the best of what's next, but then help them really accelerate and grow their businesses. And Casey mentioned some of this. Our goal is to drive tangible results. This isn't just sort of, hey, here are some cute startups. These are real businesses that we hope are going to drive big demand for blueberry, the industry overall. And Casey did a great job of bringing up the fact that startups, entrepreneurship, the press loves to talk about it. They get excited. Consumers love to try new things. And that creates a halo effect for the industry overall. We've been fortunate. One of our alumni just announced they raised $50 million for a chocolate milk brand that they had launched a few years back. We've launched energy bars, frozen cottage cheese. And so what we wanted to do is bring that entrepreneurial spirit and ability to drive tangible results to the blueberry industry. So I'm going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes of what's been going on these past 9 weeks. These startups were selected from hundreds of potential applications that were using blueberry as their core ingredient. And they've gone through what is essentially like Harvard Business School for entrepreneurs with blueberry. 9 weeks, they've been looking at their pitch materials, their marketing, their sales, supply chain, distribution. The idea is if they get in front of the buyer at Whole Foods, how do they get on that shelf and how do they scale? And then should they be in Whole Foods? Should they be somewhere else? So we've had amazing mentors, some of whom are in the room today, that have helped in that journey. So we'd like to thank them. What's going to happen today? So this is the most fun part. How many people here have watched Shark Tank at any point? All right, so this is Blueberry Tank, right? So it's same idea. I don't think we have any sharks. Everyone seems lovely. We had dinner last night. They're great. But the idea is that each of these entrepreneurs is going to get on stage. They're going to pitch for 5 minutes, and then there'll be a 10-minute Q&A from the judges. All of you have samples at your table, so the idea is that you can actually taste and be a judge with them. And they're all competing. First prize is a $20,000 grant, which is really meaningful for a startup to start to scale, and there'll be a runner-up for $10,000. So that's what's at stake today. Part of this programming, each of these startups also created 30-second commercials. So you'll get to see those and see how they position themselves, which of course they can then go use, and you'll notice that blueberry is sort of at the heart of each of those commercials. So I want to introduce you to our judges, our Shark Tank here. Casey needs no more introduction, but I do want to thank you, Kevin, Inez. The entire US HBC team has been unbelievable to work with. And so Casey's role here is to really have the industry lens on these startups. George, it got so small, Allie, I can't see down here. George Daines, so George, I want to make sure I get it right. The Director of Sales and Business Development at Cultivate CPG. George's background was at Whole Foods, at GoPuff, so his job is really to look at these startups from that retail lens. He helps a lot of CPGs now, early stage, how do they get on shelf. So that's the goal with George. Thank you, Ali. Amira Khatib. So Amira is a vice president at Bluestein Ventures, which is a VC that focuses on food and CPG. So her job is to look at these from an investability standpoint. Can these scale? Are these good investments for future sort of category changers? Jeff Malinsky. Jeff is the president at Oregon Berry Packers, third generation in the blueberry industry. My favorite note on all the bios was his, which was that he eats blueberry not by the berry, but by the pound. So Jeff, I think, is driving a lot of the volume you all see single-handedly. And then Kelly Peasley. Kelly is a supply manager at KeHE. She was at Stallbush Island Farms before that, and so she is an expert in sales as well as supply chain. So we picked each judge specifically to look at different parts of this industry because we want a really holistic view for which of these is going to be what's next, powered by Blueberry. So how are they going to score the startups? And you guys can kind of do this at your table as well. This is a product innovation competition. So what is unique? What is their special sauce? Is there something here that no other company has? Second would be market potential and relevance. Is there a white space on shelf? Is there an area that hasn't been explored where they're solving a niche, a consumer pain point? The third is marketability and PR. We talked about this early on in the program, is we want to help make blueberry a thing, right? More of a thing than it already is. And these entrepreneurs all have unique stories. So what has longevity? Fundability and scale. Is it investable, and can it really move the needle? We want to make sure this drives demand and volume for the blueberry industry. At its core, that's our job. And lastly is team strength. There are a lot of entrepreneurs in the room in lots of different parts of the blueberry industry. You know how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. Is this the team that can take those obstacles and turn them into opportunities? So the 4 startups, they can tell you about themselves better than I ever can. But what I would say to you is if you look at these 4, we have prebiotic fiber. We have new kinds of frozen snacks. They're using upcycled products. We have a blueberry mousse, which is a high-protein blueberry mousse. And lastly, sorbetto, which is a frozen dessert, an alternative to ice cream that's using 75% high bush blueberries. So we're attacking the industry from lots of different angles here, and that's on purpose, is we want to spark that innovation lens and show you lots of exciting new ways that blueberry can be utilized. So enough from me. I've talked way too much already. I'm excited to kick this off. And without further ado, we're going to bring up Jessica.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jessica Postiglione, and I'm the CEO, founder, and chief pooper at Bonnie Fiber Supplements. Everybody poops, but not everyone poops well. That was me. I became obsessed with health and wellness during the pandemic and realized how amazing fiber is for the body. I also learned that 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber. And that is a shame, because bad things can happen when you're backed up. From the discomfort of constipation to the very real risk of colon cancer, which unfortunately is on the rise in people in their 40s. It's no wonder then that the market for digestive aids is $36 billion in the US and growing, expected to hit $240 billion by 2028. I know this audience loves blueberries, but it would take 750 blueberries roughly to hit 25 grams of fiber a day. 25 grams of fiber for women is the recommendation, and 38 grams for men. Again, 95% of Americans don't hit these numbers. Your solution? Your poop-tastic bestie, Bonnie. We have 2 product lines, including the mixed berries powder that is in front of you, and fiber bites. We're sold exclusively and deliberately online only. We have amazing traction for a bootstrap brand. Our secret sauce, exceptional taste, and proven results. We pair high-quality ingredients with artful flavoring, like blueberries. Our products are 100% natural, gluten-free, and fabulous. We love blueberries. We don't have to preach to this audience about the power of this superfood. We love the flavor of blueberry because it pairs well with the earthy notes of our fiber sources, which are psyllium husk and inulin. We also love the color it gives to our product because it signals real fruit. Many of you in the room may have tried Metamucil. Metamucil has been around since 1934, and it tastes like it. Artificial ingredients, flavors, dyes, colors, and only one source of fiber. Bonnie tastes like blueberry juice. We're 100% natural, contain 2 sources of fiber, again, prebiotic inulin and psyllium husk, and we lean into potty humor, which further differentiates us in the category. The time is now for fiber. From TikTok trends like fiber maxing to countless articles about fiber being the new protein. We are well positioned to hit 9 figures in revenue online. Brands like AG1, Sakura, and Thorne have proven that customers will pay for high-quality supplements online. But don't take my word for it. Let's talk to some happy customers. Sonia and Aaron point out that they have had GI and IBS symptoms for most of their life. That is, until they met Bonnie. They are now regular for the first time ever. On a lighter note, Jeff likes to highlight that Bonnie has elevated his toilet bowl sculpting skills to new levels. We find our customers online. We use paid media, which is Meta, so Instagram, Facebook, and Google, to identify and secure customers. We also have a growing email marketing campaign where we again differentiate with education and entertainment. We have amazing traction for a bootstrap brand. We have over $500,000 in sales over the last 12 months, a 6% online conversion rate versus the industry 3%, enviable gross margins at 80% plus on this powder, and half of consumers buy more than 1 unit of fiber at a time. This is not my first rodeo. I previously co-founded and sold a consumer products business. I have over 15 years experience at household consumer names like Walmart, Shark Ninja, and Sesame Street. I'm a proud graduate of the University of Chicago and the Harvard Business School. I have an amazing team around me. Gu Hari has 40 years experience as a food scientist. He has developed countless products that have sold billions at retail. Jim and his team are the ones that are picking and packing every shipment with love. How we accelerate growth? Staying in stock. We have outside demand. People love this product. They tell their friends about it. It's changed their life. We want to be able to capture that demand. The $20,000 in winnings from this program would go directly towards inventory. $20,000 in inventory equals over $100,000 in top-line sales for Bonnie, and 3,000 happy pooping customers. We thank you again for your time, and as always, wish you pleasant poops.
I'm going to try very hard not to make any poop jokes. I have a 6-year-old, so I have many of them. Judges, any first questions?
Yeah, I'm Jeff Munsky, part of the blueberry industry. I think all of us that are growers love to know about how many berries would go into a serving if you have that information.
Yes, so our product has 14% blueberry juice powder in every serving. It is a fiber product, so our main source of fiber is psyllium husk and inulin, but yes, we lean into blueberries for the product flavoring.
Sure. Amira.
I am curious how you landed on psyllium husk and inulin as the sources of fiber, and yeah, just want to hear more about the formulation in general.
Sure. So we looked at all the fiber supplements on the market. Again, Metamucil being the top category there. Most of them have psyllium husk. Benefiber is slightly different with wheat fiber. We love the benefits of what psyllium husk brings to the table. We also wanted to differentiate because doctors and experts recommend a variety of sources of fiber. So we further differentiated by adding the prebiotic element of inulin. We really wanted to have a strong prebiotic claim for this product. Again, worked with a food scientist that has 40 years experience in this. He understands nutrition and how things work in the body. We found that that mix worked really well to, again, differentiate in the category with something that truly works and is game-changing for people.
Great job, Jessica. Awesome presentation. I really like the use of the potty humor. I think it provides some attention grabbing, and definitely does set you apart. So great job. My question is around your brick and mortar retail strategy. You talked about being direct to consumer. Is that on the roadmap, and what is that timeline? What does that look like for you?
Yes, so it is a deliberate choice to start D2C, our website, first. So as I mentioned, I previously co-founded a consumer products brand. With that brand, we were D2C, Amazon, and in wholesale. I got us into Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, Neiman Marcus, Earth Fare, name your favorite retailer. I was able to secure that without a broker. Very excited, great opportunity for that brand. However, we learned very quickly that we were not resourced to support keeping on shelf and selling and hitting the retail velocities that the buyers were looking for. So capital, time, energy, the free cash flow, the cash flow that goes along with retail. Online, I get paid in 3 days from Shopify, 3 business days, which is amazing. So again, a very deliberate choice. We're excited about this. We think it's a great retail product. It differentiates on the shelf with, again, colorful, cheeky branding. People are looking for high quality ingredients, especially in the fiber category. So longer term, yes, I just know right now we're not in the position to win at retail, and I don't want to enter into retail unless we are positioned to just fly off shelves.
Yeah, I think I was going to take a different direction on the question about the potty humor. I'm just curious if what work's been done to understand the market that is attracted to that humor versus the concern you might have with people that are not as well convinced by potty humor.
Yeah. I think, again, we have to differentiate in a very, very crowded category. All of my competitors will say number one, Metamucil, number one doctor recommended. They're taking more of a clinical perspective. The branding is okay. To really stand out in a very, supplements are extremely expensive online, extremely competitive market. We wanted to stand out. Potty humor to us just seemed like a natural fit. Sure, are there people on our Facebook ads that are not maybe the fan of potty humor? But there are a lot that are. And we're looking at markets that are $36 billion. If we get even a fraction of 1% of that market, we're looking at 9 figures very easily. So we always recommend, you want to turn some people off, right? We can't be everything to everyone, but the way that people have responded to it, again, you saw it in the reviews. People come back to us and say, hey, we can make even better reviews of your product. So it's super exciting, and I think the main thing is, hands down, this product works. And that's why people come back, because in 30, 40 years, they haven't used a fiber supplement that did. And that is life-changing, and they will ignore the packaging if it's not to their taste.
We have time for one more question from the judges. Yeah, sure.
On that note about retail, I want to shift back to D2C. I am curious if you're open to sharing a little bit more about your metrics. I know you talked about, well, I guess, could you share a little bit more about what the lifetime value of the customer is, or kind of cost to acquire your customers?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we acquire most of our customers using paid ads. So that's on Instagram, Facebook, and Google. The mix there is mostly Facebook Meta. We do better visualizing the product through Meta ads than Google ads. Right now, it's expensive to acquire customers online. However, we have gotten as low as $40. So we hover between, say, $40 and $50 to acquire a customer. Our focus then is to break even on the first sale. Obviously, we would love to make money on the first sale, but our goal is to be break even. And at times we have been. Sometimes we are, again, willing to take a small loss, knowing that people come back and buy again and again. As I mentioned, 50% of customers buy more than one unit. So again, we're very close to it, and this company has been created from day one to be profitable and really think about our unit economics. So we're very proud of what we're doing there, and we're excited about the future, and especially what this grant could do for the company.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.
I can say that my son's kindergarten teacher is not a fan of potty humor based on the meeting I had to have last week, but I think it does break through. So thank you, Jessica. That was amazing. And next up, love to bring the team from Bob's up. We'll show you their video first.
What if we redefine what a blueberry can be? Meet Beyond Berries, an innovative fruit fusion of blueberries, raspberries, and dates that rescue the berries that are too small or not pretty enough for the market, and fuse them into a consistent, seed-free, no added sugar, ultimate frozen berry experience. Less waste, all taste. Beyond Berries, frozen berries, but way better.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting us be a part of this. I'm Farmer Bob, and this is the farmer's daughter, Brianna. I've been farming berries for most of my life, and in that time, I've seen a lot of things grow and a lot of things go to waste, and no farmer likes to see good fruit left behind. The truth is, up to 30% of produce not even ever leaves the field. Perfectly good blueberries, wasted because they're too small, too soft, or not good enough to make the market. That adds up fast. So we created Farmer Bob's Beyond Berries, an innovative and proprietary process that takes this undesirable fruit, infuses it with organic dates, and creates an even more delicious, more nutritious, and it becomes a transformative catalyst for the blueberry industry. Bree, you want to tell them how we do this?
I'd love to, Dad. Thanks. Our promise is right on the bag, right from the farm. No fillers, no preservatives, just real upcycled berries and organic dates fused into even more nutritiously healthy, berry-shaped frozen snacks that unlock value from previously unsellable fruit. Frozen blueberries, but better. Dates are naturally sweet, nutrient-rich, and the reason our proprietary process makes every bite consistently sweet, never sour. This is a first-of-its-kind proprietary process from a genuine farmer. Nutrition-packed berries combined and made even more amazing. Not to mention a new creation of a category in frozen fruit. Consumers are seeking simply made, clean ingredient foods they can trust. This creates a very big opportunity. Blueberries already drive billions in yogurt, ice cream, smoothies, and oatmeal. Snacking is a $4 billion category. Farmer Bob's Beyond Berries creates a new subcategory with our super-powered fusion, frozen fruit snacks. You may have heard of True Fruit or other players like smoothie cubes or frozen berries. None do what we do. Innovatively seedless, blendable, healthier, consistently sweet, endlessly versatile. The fact is, we've created the belle of the berry ball. We like to say Beyond Berries blends well with others, because it does, across endless categories, whether it's as a topping, in cooking, enhancing your drink, or popping straight from the bag. Beyond Berries are incredibly versatile with new inventive discoveries every day.
And we're not just an idea. We're on shelf with KeHE and UNFI. We're already in the freezer section and launching in Mother's Market, Smart and Final, 3 Bears in Alaska, and a number of Northwest natural food retailers. And at food shows, people light up when they try us. Berry forward taste with a nutrition-packed snack.
And that's great and all, but can I tell you about our influencers?
Please do, Bree.
We're building traction with influencers and sampling to drive trial and awareness. Even Farmer Bob's getting in on the action. Our growth plan builds on that momentum, sampling, partnerships, and events. Plus, new flavors and formats, putting Beyond Berries in more consumers' hands. Stores are currently moving 5 to 7 bags per week, and expanding to 1,500 stores puts us on a $6 million run rate by late 2026. Winning this prize would directly fuel that growth, allowing us more retail partnerships faster and exceeding that $6 million goal.
We're a farming family. My wife keeps us authentic. My daughters lead sales and strategy. And our team feels like family too. Together, we built an operation with expertise in R&D, logistics, and innovation. Our motto, healthy soil, healthy plants, healthy people. Beyond Berries brings that to life. Convenient doesn't have to be unhealthy, and healthy doesn't have to mean tasteless. We'll take blueberries beyond their boundaries, forging the future of frozen fruit snacking, all in a way that farmers and consumers can be happy about. Thank you very much.
All right, that was awesome. Judges, who'd like to go first? Kelly.
Thank you for that. My name's Kelly with KeHE Food Distribution.
Hi, Kelly.
I am curious, what would you do with the funds if you were named the winner?
Well, Brianna talked a little bit about that. We're going to use that in advertising. That's our biggest thing right now. We've got a great marketing team. We're going to take that, go that way, and then we're also going to use it to scale. We've got our own, everything is done in-house from field all the way to package. So this is totally vertically integrated, and we will use that money then to scale the processing facility that we have. We have it set up to scale. We're starting small and building up. So that's the primary use.
Perfect. I do want to ask a little bit more about the advertising. Are you aiming to do programs directly with retailers or through your current partners?
So we are aiming, actually, we are targeting working with retailers. That is part of our strategy. We're on shelf like we talked about with KeHE and UNFI right now. But we intend to deal directly with the retailers and TPRs and promos and ad, and we've got a very dynamic marketing team. As we talked about before, even they've got me doing a lot of social media advertising, which is really not my thing. I'm truly an 8-track guy in a cyber world. So. But yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time doing that. We're focusing now, like for example, in Mother's Market, we're down there speaking directly with them. We want them to sell our product off the shelf, but we're teaming with them to find out what's going to drive the consumer into their store as well. So we've targeted social media personalities in the LA area, and it's really starting to ramp up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate the presentation. It's actually quite nice, the product that you offer. The blueberry that would be going into this, what am I looking at? Meaning off a bush. You showed a picture of, I think, a green blueberry, which that's not probably part of this product, I'm guessing. But what,
it is, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. So your family knows I've been doing this a long time. One of the reasons that we have raspberries in our blueberry blend is because we're taking more of the green fruit, and that obviously is going to take and create an off flavor and an off color. So by doing that, we can put in 50% of blueberries in that ingredient. We add some raspberries, and then a lot of that, you know, we're up to well, maybe not quite 40% green on some of what we're doing. So we're really taking a lot of green and putting it in there. And then we're also bringing in as much ripe fruit as we can get. So we go to the fresh market and look for a lot of overripes. We kind of blend that together, and then we create the blueberry product. We also use this in the other products that we have as well. The black raspberry product that we have, which is, I think, 35% blueberry.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, y'all. Great presentation. One of the challenges when it comes to creating a unique new innovation to a category is consumer education.
Absolutely.
And so my question to you is, how have you been tackling that thus far? Are there any hurdles that you've had, and how are you planning to basically get past that and teach consumers what this is, how to use it?
Take that one.
Yeah, go ahead and take that one.
So this is actually something that we're currently in the, we're dealing with is, you put us in the freezer section and people are like, okay, where do we put you? Do we put you next to the smoothie sets? Do we put you next to frozen berries? Because you see, we are going to be a little bit more pricey than just a normal bag of frozen berries are going to be, and they're going to see that and they're going to be like, what in the world? And we're realizing that educating is so important. And so we've been working on revamping our packaging, but your packaging can only do so much, and we are really hitting on demos within stores. So we are wanting to partner with retailers that allow us to do demos, because I feel like that once consumers are able to try our product, they're like, heck yes, this is what I want this, like get me more. But we have to get it in their hands. And then once we kind of can build that brand awareness, hopefully from there, we won't have to, but we also love interacting with our consumers. So we're a family business, and when you get one of us, you get all of us, and whether you want to be part of the family, you end up being part of the family too, so.
And I would add to that, a big part of it is education as well. So we're doing these in-store demos, but there's education as well, because the consumer, they understand the idea of upcycle. They understand the idea of regenerative agriculture, sort of big picture. But when we're there talking to them, we can interact and we can talk with them about what's actually going on. What is an upcycled fruit? Why is that important? We're talking about what we're doing on the ground and the soil. And I am a huge believer in starting with the soil first. So it's an educational process, and it's amazing how many people gravitate to that.
We have time for one more. Go ahead.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm Amira. I'm from Bluestein Ventures, and you hit on just very quickly the price point, and I am kind of curious what premium it sits at relative to maybe the other frozen blueberries on the shelf, and then what your margins kind of look like right now versus maybe, well, I guess you're vertically integrated, but what your margins kind of look like right now.
If I understand the question correctly, and I think I do, we're in line with the smoothie cubes just below True Fruit. Our suggested retail price is at $10.99. On ad, we're at $8.99. And an ad and promo gives us $7.99. So if we're really getting aggressive and we're seeing movement, we'll kind of combine the two and use the TPRs to get people in there. $10.99 is moving in a lot of the natural food stores. The conventionals, Kroger is actually, we just had the review with Kroger. So they're looking to pick us up probably second quarter, 2026. They're honestly a little bit concerned about that $10.99, but when we tell them what it is and where it stands and that it can sit next to these smoothie cubes and outperform them as far as performance and versatility and offer something a little bit more than what True Fruit does, they pretty quickly back off of that.
Great. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so next up, we have Dylan Paul of Pluff. So we'll see his commercial and then bring Dylan up to the stage.
At Pluff, we've been on a mission to revolutionize desserts. What happens when you mix creamy indulgence, grass-fed whey protein powder, Greek yogurt, and a superfood like blueberries, you get something revolutionary. Introducing Blueberry Pluff. 20 grams of protein, low in sugar, and whipped to perfection. Eureka! We've done it. And we did just that. But before I tell you what we did, I want to tell you why we did it. Do you know that 1 in 6 Americans eat a dessert every single day? And did you know that the average dessert has over 30 grams of sugar and less than 5 grams of protein? This problem affects all of us and forces us to constantly choose between indulgence and nutrition. My name is Dylan, and I am the Chief Dessert Officer for Pluff. And we're on a mission to make every day cheat day, to create a world where you no longer need to choose between indulgence and nutrition. With this in mind, I began experimenting in my laboratory, AKA a Harvard dorm room kitchen, to craft up a product that was not only high in protein, but would be low in sugar and would be made with natural ingredients. And one day I asked myself, what if you combined protein-rich ingredients like grass-fed whey protein and Greek yogurt with a superfruit like blueberries using my unique whipping process, and something magical happened. Introducing Pluff, a creamy and delicious whipped protein mousse. Each serving of Pluff provides consumers with 20 grams of protein, less than 4 grams of sugar, and is whipped to perfection. Pluff is the first whipped protein mousse. Each spoonful provides you with a silky, smooth, indulgent experience while still being rich in protein, creating the perfect balance between indulgence and nutrition. In order to create a product that was out of this world, we needed to create a flavor that was out of this world. That is exactly why we chose to use blueberries. Blueberries provide the natural color and flavor that you taste today. It's also high in fiber, high in antioxidants, and supports weight loss, which resonates extremely well with our target market. And don't just take my word for it. Consumers love Pluff and are itching for us to launch in retail. And how can you blame them? Pluff is a product like nothing else. We're not like sugary pudding cups, boring yogurt cups, or traditional desserts. We're Pluff, a category creator set to lead the charge in the high-protein dessert market. And the market opportunity is massive. Pluff sits at the unique intersection of the $18 billion dessert market, the $12 billion yogurt market, and the $9 billion snack market. We're being propelled by 3 major trends. Google search reported that high-protein dessert search was at an all-time high in 2025. 71% of Americans say that they are actively trying to include more protein in their diet today. And there are over 15 million people today on GLP-1 drugs who require a high-protein diet to support this. And all of these provide ample ammunition to push Pluff forward. And we've seen this in our traction. We were recognized as one of the most innovative high-protein dairy products. We were recognized as one of the most innovative CPG brands by Harvard Business School. We recently got a partnership with a dairy innovation center to commercialize our product, and we were recognized as an official Crunch Fitness vendor in Orlando, Florida. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Gyms are craving and calling us to launch our product on their shelves. Pluff is pre-launch, but our go-to-market strategy is simple. We want to position the product as a high-value product priced at $5 per unit. Currently, we are expanding today in gyms via pop-ups to build brand awareness, but we want to expand into health food stores and grow slowly into national retail and food service across North America. Pluff is ready for retail. We've demonstrated incredible traction via our pop-ups, being able to sell 30 to 80 units a week versus your typical 10 to 15 units for a retail frozen product. We've also built the business to be profitable from day one with a 65% gross margin on our units today. Imagine if we were able to get into 50 stores, grow this out to 12,000 locations by year 6, selling at 15 units per week. You're looking at a cash-generating machine with the potential to generate $37 million by year 6. The team behind Pluff has amazing experience ranging from brands like General Mills, Heineken, and Sabra Hummus. Winning the prize money today will give us ample ammunition to grow and scale this vision. At Pluff, we believe in creating a consumer experience like no other. Join us in our mission as we make every day cheat day. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. All right, judges, what do you have for him?
Thanks so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
I have a question. You talked about proprietary whipping process.
Yes.
I may be a two-part question here.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you, one, tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes.
And two, help us understand how you plan to scale up manufacturing, considering that?
Yep, so our process right now is developed by myself. Basically, it is a way to whip heavy cream separate from the overall ingredients, and the way I combine it at the specific temperature creates that texture that holds. It's basically around the process and the formulation. The combination of those two creates the proprietary edge around Pluff. In terms of scaling, manufacturing, the funds today, if we were able to win, would help us get that manufacturer and help us do that first run. We've already had some initial conversations with manufacturers, specifically in the Greek yogurt space, because they're the best option to manufacture this product, but just the initial MOQ is higher than we can provide right now, given our capital constraints.
Kelly.
Thanks, Dylan, for that presentation. Given that your product contains dairy milk, have you considered the potential challenges associated with seasonal fluctuations in dairy supply? And if so, what proactive measures do you have in place for any potential shortages?
Well, I haven't encountered that problem just yet, but based on the market and what I've seen, a lot of the states around, like where I'm on the East Coast, we're on the East Coast, a lot of the states have been putting in place more measures to invest in the dairy industry and expand the production. So I know New York has a lot of investment going into dairy, so is Florida. Right now I'm just watching the market and trying to see how best I can position myself with the best suppliers. But I'm just confident in the ability or the fact that there's been a lot of investment to expand capacity and production.
Nice job, Dylan. Very unique product, and I think it's delicious, so great work on that. I wanted to ask maybe two quick questions. Sure. So one, what are the sweeteners that you're using? I know there's, I think, 4 grams of sugar.
Yes.
But it definitely tastes like there's a level of sweetness. Yes. And you have blueberries as well, so just can you talk a little bit about the sweeteners?
Yes, so we use allulose as our sugar substitute. So for those who don't know, allulose is derived from fig. It's a sugar alternative that is used. It is a natural sweetener, and we also use a tiny bit of stevia to round it out at the end. So far, the feedback from consumers has been very positive. There are some people that don't want stevia, but overall, the allulose hasn't been an issue.
Okay, perfect, thanks. And then the other quick question was, you quoted 30 to 80 units per store per week? Was that? Yeah,
well, 30 to 80 units I sell per week via my pop-ups, correct.
Okay, so that's in one location in 1 week?
I probably do 2 pop-ups a week.
Okay, gotcha. I was just trying to, because that's amazing, that velocity is huge. So to your point, if you did scale that out in a chain-wide, retail expansion, the velocity, those dollars would be big, but I just wanted to understand, because I was like, that feels hard to believe at 30 to 80 if you're in, let's say, a Ralph's, Rayleigh's, Kroger, whatever, but I get it that it's a pop-up.
Yeah, but for context, I do it at gyms. So my target consumer initially sees the product, reacts to it, and purchases. So being able to be a Crunch Fitness vendor really transformed us, and being able to interact with my consumers on a daily basis, their repeat purchase has been a great sign of our ability to scale in retail.
Awesome, thanks.
Okay, one more question.
Go ahead.
Your product is so unique that I am curious how you've thought about, maybe 2-part question here. Mm-hmm. One, I think you alluded to this in the pitch, but where you'll sit on shelves. Yeah. And then 2, just the education required for consumers to really understand what Pluff is and the occasion.
Sure. So I've had that question a couple times. So for context, the product was actually called whipped protein dessert, and I got too many questions on what it was. So I changed the name to whipped protein mousse because people understand right away what a mousse is and can kind of compare it to something that they've seen. So that has helped with immediate understanding of like, at least I get an understanding close of like best representation of the product. In terms of positioning on shelf, we would be positioned in the refrigerated aisle right next to this concept called specialty desserts. You have Greek yogurt on this side, and you have this unique section where you see mousse cups, puddings, like cookies and stuff. But that section has absolutely no high protein dessert at all. Doesn't exist, never been there. So we want to be the one to take that white space and dominate that industry completely.
Yeah, I was hoping you could just kind of narrow in on what you're finding is that consumer that this is appealing to, because it is different. And I think the question I had was, you have a lot of big data on what you think the market potential is, but what are you actually seeing as your market?
My market has been the fitness enthusiasts, probably between the ages of 25 to 30. Usually it's been women, so women have a higher higher craving for sweets than a typical male. So when I post on social media, my comments are flooded with women that go to the gym and are excited for this high protein dessert because there are not a lot of products that cater to their needs. There's chalky protein cookies, chalky protein brownies, but there's no real indulgent protein dessert other than a couple ice cream options. So it's been a lot of high fitness enthusiasts, specifically women.
Thank you. Great answer. Thank you.
No problem.
We have time for one more, Jeff.
Dylan,
Yes.
Great product, love it. Man, excellent job, very unique, very, very unique. In a cup of these, approximately how many blueberries could we?
So I don't know how many blueberries,
Percentage-wise.
but I can tell you it's about 10% of the product contains blueberry. We use freeze-dried blueberry powder to flavor it, and it creates this amazing color and texture that people think is food coloring, but it's not.
It's great,
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dylan.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, our last presentation today, but not least, obviously, we're going to have Sorbado with Jeff and Jared. So if you could roll the commercial.
It began with our great-grandmother's recipes, passed down through 4 generations of farming. For 25 years, blueberries have been at the heart of our family's fields. Today, that tradition inspires Blue Cream, a plant-based frozen treat born from blueberries. Smooth and satisfying like ice cream. Wholesome, trustworthy, and made for families like yours. Blue Cream, a treat born from blueberries.
All right. My name is Jared Gable. I'm the VP of Operations for Wejon Farms. This is my uncle Jeff. He's our president, and we created a product called Blue Cream. Some of you guys have had this problem. You're going down the ice cream aisle. You're looking for something that meets certain criteria for you. You want something that's going to be good for you. It's got a good ingredient stack. It avoids the top 8 allergens. It's non-dairy. And there's just not a lot in that space that isn't hard or has a weird aftertaste. To be fair, in the last 10 years, we've made some progress there, but it doesn't check all the boxes. And that's why we created Blue Cream. It's a whole fruit frozen dessert. It's based on blueberries. We did this, it was our great-grandmother's recipe. We converted it, and we've gotten a lot of traction on it. The main ingredient in all of our flavors is blueberries. There's over a dry pint of blueberries in each pint of Sorbado. The cool thing about what we're doing is that when you put it in someone's mouth like you guys are doing right now, I hope it's opening your eyes a little bit to what ice cream can do and can be. The smooth nature, the consistency of it, it's a guilt-free indulgence that you can get in the frozen food aisle, and it's bringing health-conscious shoppers back to ice cream doors. We kind of sit in the middle of a 3-category space as well. People that love blueberries, people that like frozen fruit, and then the non-dairy frozen desserts. All of these categories are growing significantly. And we're in the middle of kind of all of that intersection. We started small. We did this, we have a blueberry stand, and so we created this product and we sold it at our blueberry stand, and it began to get traction. We have people come from this, actually we're in Yakima, it's about 2.5 hours away. We had people coming over from Seattle, and they were coming back just to try the product, and they were asking, where can we get this in retail? And so as a result of that, we are distributed in KeHE. We have a couple of anchors there. We have several independents that we work through. And then our way forward is we need to flesh out our independents. And then as we look at getting regionally strong, we're going to move into the West Coast. And then down the road later, if we see the demand, we will push it nationwide. We are ready for scale. We're farmers, right? When you see a problem, you solve a problem, and we did that. We overinvested in our plant, which is not a problem because now we're here and ready to go. We can produce 10,000 pints a day, and we do it in an organic certified non-GMO facility. It's a proven process. We're looking for partners to help us share the word, but we are ready to go. In 1917, my great-grandfather immigrated to this country, and he bought the land that we farm today in 1928. We've grown many crops over the years. For the last 25 years, we've specialized in blueberries through our fresh market packing facility and as growers, and we have deep experience in this area. One of the things that also, as many of you farmers out there know, we're not great marketers. We don't like talking about ourselves that way. We see a deficiency in this area, but through actually this program here, we've made connections with a CPG firm, and we're excited about the future. We're excited about where this is going to take us, and that leads us into what we're going to do if we win this prize money, and that's going to go directly into firming up relationships with the marketing partner that we've been talking with. There'll be some messaging, looking at messaging and working through that. The thing that I can't say enough about this product is that we have gotten to where we are today based on the product itself. We have had virtually zero ad spend in this space, yet we're in several large retailers here on the west side. We're excited about what happens when people put it in their mouth, and the future for us depends largely on what happens in the next couple of months as we work out some of these relationships, develop our messaging, and then see ultimately where we're going to head from here. So a marketing spend is what we would spend the money on, and we're just excited to see how far my great-grandmother's recipe can go. It's and the amount of the industry impact it can have as well. We actually have some partners that we work with over in Japan, and they're interested in bringing this product in as well. So yeah, we're excited about the future.
All right, thank you guys. Questions?
Question on blueberries again. You got to focus on that. That's what
Yeah.
we're here for. You guys can use a variety type of quality of blueberries, correct? It doesn't have to be grade A's, or is that actually what it is?
No, in fact, when Jeff was looking at developing this product, one of the major drivers was we have all this off-grade stuff. We're getting paid pennies at the juice bar. What are we going to do with it? And so that was another decision in our decision maker. That was driving it as well. Yeah.
Can you walk through the ingredient again here? I mean, there's definitely a sweetness to this that I'm a little surprised by, and just curious.
Let me go back to a slide. Sorry to
what I'm
interrupt.
tasting there that you've got in here.
So this bar graph shows what is in this. There's blueberries, there's organic cane sugar, and there's lemons, and that's the entirety of the ingredient stack.
There's really nothing hidden.
And George.
Thank you. Good job, y'all. Question on the production. So you said you can do 10,000 pints a day.
We can.
Are you vertically integrated, so you're farming the berries and then you own that production facility?
We do. We own the facility, and we farm the berries. We don't necessarily farm. We pack for about 30 different growers, and so that's another way of us being able to secure inputs.
So it's our berries in that it's through our facility.
Yeah.
Got it. And I was going to ask, on the 10,000 pints a day, what level of capacity are you at right now?
We run maybe twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about opening that up to doing some co-manufacturing for any other?
We've talked about that, but we're specifically tooled up to work with non-dairy stuff, and so there's a lot fewer people looking for that. But we have talked about utilizing the investment there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, y'all.
Kelly.
I am curious, when you said messaging, you would invest in that. What kind of messaging? Messaging on the packaging or your advertising?
Yeah, good question. So we started out calling this Cervato because it's not sorbet, it's not gelato, it's Cervato. And while that's catchy, we decided that we wanted to capitalize on the creamy nature of the product. So then we moved to blue cream. But what we're understanding is that cream, as much as we have to educate people about the product anyway because it is so niche, when we look at cream on top of it, it just brings some dairy implications in that are proving to be kind of a challenge. So we're workshopping that right now.
Thank you.
Great presentation. I am curious, we tried this flavor. Are there other flavors, or kind of what are the limitations of using the blueberries as a base in terms of flavor profiles?
Yeah, we have 5 flavors here. We have 8 flavors that we have produced, and we have a lot of other flavors that we could meet. We've not launched anything with inclusions. We have done testing with inclusions, which is a big step. And it's something we're ready to enter into. So we have a lot of options for flavors. Our base is consistent across all of our flavors, though, and that's what makes our so unique. We can keep growing those different flavors.
Blueberries are kind of a mild flavor, and it also depends on where you get them from and watering profiles. You guys all know that stuff.
It really is a better base than milk.
We do have a dark blue flavor that some people might be interested. That one can be polarizing.
What's the dark blue? Is it like a dark chocolate
Dark
type taste?
chocolate. We use cacao, yeah.
Nice. Do you have that at the booth?
Do we have that at our
We don't have any this time, but
Oh,
we
bummer.
found that 30% of the people eat 80% of the product. So the people that love chocolate love that product.
Yeah.
And the people that don't, I was surprised at how there are some people that really don't like chocolate. I thought that everyone liked chocolate, but because my
Yeah.
wife likes chocolate, but not everyone loves chocolate.
Everybody likes blueberries, though.
That's true.
Everyone does like blueberries. That's right.
Oh, we can end that.
Do we have time for another one? Kelly? No?
What's the calories per serving?
Calories per serving from the crowd.
Oh man, I
See, we usually have a whole team. Every place we've
somebody from
ever
our
gone,
team go grab
and
a
my
pint
wife isn't
container
here
for me?
today. She's the dietitian, so
You know what? We'll get you that answer officially.
Yeah.
That's a good segue, by the way.
please come by and taste all the other flavors, and then we'll have that information right in front of us. Sorry.
Yeah, Blueberry Row, which is right out here. You can go meet with the founders afterwards and sample the products. George.
Just one quick one. SRP for these pints?
$6.49.
And then you promote it down to $5.99, $5.49?
If we did promotion, we would do that.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
tell you, there are some areas where we're weak.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And we do have time for one more, if anyone wants. Good on the judges? Audience? All right. Cool. Thank you guys very much. All right, so what an incredible group of entrepreneurs. It's very hard to start a company. They've all created something unique here. I don't envy the judges who are placing their votes across those categories that we talked about. What's gonna happen from here is tomorrow morning, we're gonna have the reveal of the winner during the general session breakfast. But you guys can go to the Blueberry Row. You can meet the founders. You can taste more of the product if you have questions. And then also tomorrow morning, there'll be about an hour-long session where you can sample. I think it's from 9:20 to 10:20, again on Blueberry Row. They're competing for $20,000 for first prize and then a $10,000 prize. So it's very exciting. We hope you all be here for breakfast tomorrow to see who wins. I'm sure we'll share it out all over the place also, so you'll be able to catch up on it. Thank you all for coming, and a special thank you to Casey, to Kevin, to Inez, and everybody at US HBC. It's been an honor getting to work with you all, and to all the founders and mentors and the judges for making this possible. So thank you all, and have a great rest of your day.
All right, good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody to day 2. How's everybody feeling this morning? Good? Yeah? I am really excited about today. Today's a big day. Yesterday we kicked off an inaugural pitch competition, and I want to take this opportunity to bring up Fred Schoenberg, CEO of Venture Fuel, to announce our Blueberry Boost Accelerator program winner and the runner-up from yesterday's live pitch. Fred.
Hi, everyone. First, I just want to thank everyone in the blueberry industry. You all have embraced this program with startups and innovation. So many of you have been judges and mentors, and it's so exciting. One of the parts of the program we didn't share a lot about is we went out and looked at hundreds of startups around the world that are innovating with blueberry as their platform. These are new products that are launching into the world. So I think one of the speakers just said, like, what's the future of blueberries? I think it is so bright. There are so many people that are seeing all the benefits of it and creating new products with it. So we had our 4 finalists up yesterday. They all pitched. You can actually sample them in Blueberry Row after breakfast if you want some more great blueberries. But we had startups across prebiotic fiber with Bonnie. We had Sorbato, which is in between sorbet and gelato, so a delicious fruit made with 75% high bush blueberries. We had Beyond Berries, which is a date and upcycled berry combo as a snack. And then we had Pluff, which is a blueberry whipped mousse, which is delicious if anyone wants dessert. So without further ado, I'm going to announce we have two winners here. We have the runner-up, who will get a $10,000 check. This is very official. We've got the sealed envelope here. And so the runner-up for the first ever Blueberry Boost Accelerator is Bonnie. Jessica, please come to the stage.
Thank you.
All right, and the grand prize winner is a $20,000 check to help them accelerate their business, get on shelf, scale. I will also say all 4 of these companies will continue to make their products and scale and be part of the Blueberry family. So everybody is a winner, regardless of whose name I call. But the winner for today, the grand prize winner, is Dylan Paul of Pluff.
Well, that was fun. Congratulations, Dylan. It was delicious, by the way. If you haven't tried it, you've got to try it before you leave. So thank you all for being with us this morning, and enjoy this great day as we prepare for the Mariners to win. Go Blueberries.